Hello, hello. I'm sure most of y'all, if this is your first time meeting me, you're probably asking, oh, like, why the background and the little, like, Fugi or whatever? If this is your first time meeting me, hi, my name is Gerald Volron. I am a necromancer and dark alchemist VTuber, currently on an indefinite hiatus slash sabbatical. Most of this is because, things IRL are a little chaotic for me, and trying to stream or work on stuff has unfortunately become kind of a bit of a hassle. Not that there's any excuse for that, but, IRL job and responsibilities have forced me to kind of take a break until things kind of calm down to a very large degree. However, if you know who I am and you're one of the Reanimates, a part of my community, hi, I know I'm supposed to be on break, but I wanted to make a quick video, just letting you guys know that I'm okay. I'm still here. I'm working on stuff. Matter of fact, this is pre-recorded. I don't know if I'm releasing it today or tomorrow or just kind of whenever, but I wanted to make a video just, talking about some of the things that I've been doing besides, self-care. I've also been trying to do a lot of, reflection on my relationships, how I approach a lot of my relationships, and so on. One of the biggest things that I am trying to work on, and I've come to realize, is well, don't get me wrong, it's fun being a yapper. It's fun, like, talking with you guys on stream and going nonstop. I realized, and I've mentioned this on stream before, I have reached a point where I have been very pessimistic, very defeatist, very negative, and so I'm trying to genuinely work on that. I've said I was going to work on it, I've not. So I'm actually on day three, day four, if you will, of wanting to try to change my mindset because I realize that a lot of stuff that's happening IRL is affecting not only me mentally but emotionally, etc. And I kind of no longer like that. I've also had a lot of relationships affected because, I'm getting stuck in my head. I am, being a little too negative, but I'm also just making people feel like they are not included and all the other stuff that I myself don't want to be, I am doing to people as well. So this is kind of more of a video. Like I said, if this is your first introduction, I'm sorry it's not the most flowery or pleasant introduction. Hopefully in the future, pre-recorded videos like this will be a lot better. But for those that are in the community or know who I am actually taking the time while I'm on, hiatus right now to work on myself and actually try to genuinely, become a much better person than I already am. And trying to, change my mindset and just trying to do what I can because I realized I've let a lot more affect me than is really necessary, really appropriate, and I want to genuinely change that because it's starting to affect people that actually do care about me and people that, have been there for me and now they kind of are just either marking me a lost cause through my own negative actions or, they finally are like, look, like we just, it's like we love you, but you're not wanting to change and we kind of just we don't need that. You're harsh and everybody's mellow. And I think that got to a point to where I kind of have had the wake up call that people that have done any and everything for me are kind of starting to not want to do anything with me. And, I sat there and I'm like, this sucks. This hurts. But it's of my own doing. And I think when you have that moment of clarity, I think that kind of puts a lot of things into perspective for you. So I realized, hey, I say I'm going to change and I've not. I need to actually start putting forth actual effort. So that's, I think, the benefit of being on hiatus right now. But switching out of the negative and going for a more positive vibe, um, I've been getting caught up on my backlog. I've been, trying to take good care of myself. I'm trying to make much healthier choices, albeit slowly, very slow changes, but still. Um, have not quite fixed my sleep schedule. That's going to be the hardest one because I'm a bit of a night owl and I like to still stay up late. I've been like that since I was in high school. So, you know, Unk still thinks he can hang with like everybody younger than him, but nah, fam, it's starting to become obvious that my age is catching up with me. Age is starting to catch up with me a little bit, or even severely, depending on the exhaustion level. But I'm doing what I can, and I figure, while I'm on this hiatus, I will try to work on some stuff. I'm not saying I'm going to be working nonstop, but I am trying to work on stuff. And I also make this video as a form of, like progress or like digital journaling, kind of, if you want to put it that way. Just maybe every few days do a video like this and just say, hey, like this is the amount of progress I've made over the last couple of days. So it's like I'm still technically on hiatus. I'm not really making content per se, but it's just more like a progress thing. Like, hey, like this is what I'm working on. This is what I'm doing. And just releasing it whenever I get the chance and just letting people know. But anyway, I wanted to do that because I know that I know that I'm rambling on and waffling, and that is a big thing I'm trying to like cut down on doing. But I wanted to let you guys know. And if, like I said, if this is your first introduction, I'm sorry it's not a flowery one. I promise the next videos will be a little more positive, a little more upbeat. But this is more for like my community and just letting them know, like, hey, like, I am actually working on myself. I am like genuinely trying to put forth the effort to get into a better frame of mind and to stop saying I'm gonna make positive changes, and then I just go back to like old habits. Like, no, I need to actually like change. And even if it's very small progress, it's still progress. And just changing my outlook because I think changing my outlook may change my work ethic, and I may start actually like it'll just make me a happier person, like in general. That's what it boils down to. Just make myself a happier person, and everything else will come along, in due time, even if it's not at the speed that I want. But anyway, y'all take care. Y'all have a good one. Um, and whenever this gets posted, it gets posted. But y'all take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and I say this as something I've realized over the last couple of days. Any progress, however small, is still progress. Like, don't beat yourself up if you relapse into like old habits. As long as you're making the conscious effort, that's the important step.